Hello everyone, my name is Mariana Tišma. I am PhD of Sports Psychology and I'm very glad to be here with you today because I have to tell you something about very interesting and very important topic for all athletes because we will talk about dual career model. Dual career model is very important because always when we talk about athletes, we think just about success, about medals, about competition, about very nice career, athlete career, but most of them have a problem to think about something else because they have already a clue what they want to do after athlete career, and because of that they need to go to school to study and start some of jobs which they think it's very good for them. Because of that we have to think about that like a very important topic and try to figure what is the best way to make balance about athlete career and job career and or academic career for them. Sport is fantastic school of life. He teaches about life, about success, about loss and win, about discipline, teamwork, about communication, about everything that is really matter in a life. And always when we think about sport, we think about that nice things. But what's next? In one moment, they become older and they are about 30 or 35 years old. And in that moment, they have to think about else. Their lifestyle, their training process, their systematic lives stops, and they have to think about their career because sport life is very important, but life is more important and it's much longer than their previous career. They have to think about their professional life after a sport career, during the sport career, because they need to invest themselves simultaneously in academic career and sport career if they want to have something to choose after their sport career. Dual career model, it's about develop a whole personality of athletes. That means that they, in the same time, try to develop their academic and athletes' career, and exactly because of that, they develop their strength because they become more successful, more resilient of stress. They cope with stress in a much better way. They have a more self-esteem and they are more happy with their lives and sport career. It's very important that we support them in that dual career. We have many examples of good practice in that area because, for example, Novak Djokovic is a very successful athlete, but also very successful in his foundation, which help many people around the world. And maybe we can talk about Jokic, Nikola Jokic. He is very successful basketball player, but it's in the same time he have his own club horse, and it's parallel jobs for him. And one day he have opportunity to just start a new life with already secure job. And that means that all of them have a less stressful transfer from sport career to job and real life career. As we say previously, a sport career lasts short time, but lifetime is much longer, and exactly because of that, it's very important for athletes to provide security and identity behind sport, reduce the pressure of succeed at all costs, and boost self-confidence and motivation. For coaches and teams, it's so important to support that dual career because athletes become more focused and resilient, reduce dropout rates and mental burnout, creates more open and healthy coach-athletes communication. Research and practice show us how much mental and physical activity complement each other. The best way to relieve intellectual fatigue is through physical activity. Also, research indicates that athletes engaged in dual career exhibit better coping mechanism and adaptability, essentially trait for both sport and life. Dual career balance is defined as a combination of sport and studies that allows student athletes to reach their sport and study goals, lead a satisfactory social and private life, and stay healthy both mentally and physically. For example, I have some example from my practice when some of athletes have a problem with athlete career. They find satisfaction in intellectual career when they have a good result in university. On other way, we have example when many of students have a problem with so intensive exams. More than they cope with that, they try to find coping mechanism in training that help them to find a way to cope with competition and study exams and both career, athlete's career and academic career. When they made that balance from both sides, in athlete side and academic side, they have very good mental health protection because having more than one identity reduce emotional risk when a challenge in sport arise. Confidence building, success outside of sport contribute to personal development. Resilience because athletes handle injury, loss or transition more easily if they have both careers. Coaches have a key influence in supporting dual careers. They can encourage athletes to value both sport and education or career, help with time management and realistic plannings, avoid using guilty or pressure when athletes have academic obligation, show respect for athletes who whole person, not just a sport role. And by doing so, coaches contribute to the holistic development of athletes, preparing them for real life behind sports. Lack of time. Challenge is about situation when they have a training, competition, travel, school or job. Constant time pressure leads to stress, poor recovery and lower academic quality. But we have a strategy for overcome it. Time management tools, calendars, schedules and task planning application. Settings priority, distinguish between urgent and important tasks, coach and teacher collaboration where they join together to coordinate training and academic key dates. Sometimes we have a situation when everything is very important and everything is in the same time. In that moment, you cannot do anything special, but you have to prioritizing what is most important in that moment. And I know that sometimes we don't like to lose something, we don't like to just late with something, but doesn't matter. Life is long term and everything will be okay. And for now, it's most important that you find which is more important and how to manage your task in this moment. Other moment will be for other task, maybe academic task or something you can move for other deadlines, something you cannot. And because of that, try to find a balance and try to talk with people to help you, and they will help you. They will find some good advice, some opportunity for you to manage that situation. Another problem is conflicting schedule. Competition often coincides with exam, project, or deadlines. The challenge is because sometimes they have in the same time sport obligation like competition, or they have to travel because of that competition, and in the same time they have exam, project, or deadline for their academic career. And sometimes because of sport, they miss some school obligation content and feel behind. We can overcome it because we can have flexible academic programs, online class, individual study plans, deadline extension. Provocate communication with school, inform them and advise them how to manage that problem, and support them as mentor or as psychologist or as coaches to help them to adjust. Lack of understanding from coaches and teachers is a very big challenge for athletes, because coaches may view education like a distraction, but teacher can see that athletes' career as obstacles. Athletes feel a turn and misunderstand pressure because they have to choose. But we can overcome it because we can educate coaches and teachers about the benefit of dual careers, involve families and clubs in building a supportive environment, and one-on-one conversation with coaches and express the desire to grow in both areas. Sometimes they have a fear to being seen as less commitment. That means that athletes, when try to decide to choose the side, they feel that anyone of coaches or teachers can see them like less commitment with obligation, and they have a feeling of guilty because they try to focus on both, but they are not enough in one or other part of them career. And because of that, we can change that narrative, present dual career planning as a strength, not like a weakness. We can think about very important role of models, share example of success dual career athletes, open them discussion, force a culture where personal goals and balance are respected. In a moment when you feel stressful and when you feel guilty or anxiety because you try to be more commitment with both of your career, it's important that you find your priority in that moment. Try to figure which is most important in that moment and what can wait a little bit because sometimes you really have to find a balance. Everything is important, but not everything that you have to do immediately in that moment. When you feel that pressure from coaches and teachers because they have less understanding about your board career and they try to push you to choose them over other part of your career, try to really do some communication, very honest communication with them and try to explain them that you really want to be commitment from both of your career and that you will really find a way to be best of yourself in a both career. Try to ask them to support you and to give you some good advice or something like that. And I think that they will realize why is that so important for you and they will help you to find the right way for everything. Very important is to talk about mental and emotional pressure. Sometimes athletes feel that pressure because they try to be the best in both career, but sometimes that means that they are in a very big stress, chronic fatigue, anxiety, and burnout syndrome because they try to do everything in the same time in the best way. They have a fear that there will be some of teachers or coaches disappointment, and because of that they try to perform their best. But it's very important that they talk with sports psychologists, their coaches or teacher to release that feeling of guilty or pressure and anxiety. They can use technique of relaxation, breathing, exercise of mindfulness, or try to write journaling because in that way they can release that stressful feelings. Setting realistic expectation, accepting the athletes can be perfect in everything at the all time. When you feel stressful and when your anxiety arises, you can do something about that. I will give you one very short but very effective exercise for that. For example, you can sit very comfortable and close your eyes and breathe. First of all, you can inhale very slowly. Make a pause and try to exhale very in a hurry to release yourself from the stress. And after that, you have to few times inhale and exhale very slowly like this. And you take your time and enjoying that slowly breathing. First part of exercise, it's important that you release your stress through your stress from your breath. And another part of that exercise is to calm yourself, to be in balance, and to figure your calmness and where is that harmony and balance in you. You're actually the biggest authority for your athletes, and just because of that and many other of your rules in their lives, It's very important that you support them. Advise them to find some realistic goals, because they really need something what is challenge for them. But in other ways, it have to be something what they can achieve. It's very important that you advise them to ask for help, to find people from trust, and ask them what to do, how to manage some situation. They can find someone from clubs, from family, from supportive staff, psychologists, or someone else. Maybe their teacher can advise them something. But it's very important that they have that support from other people. You can advise them to work on time management, to try to make a good schedule, daily schedule, weekly schedule, and etc. And to keep their goals, short-time goals and long-time goals, because they have to know in which way they want to go. Also, we have some good example from practice, because some of schools is very sport friendly, and they are very flexible. They have very flexible programs, and they have that mentorship programs that help athletes to plan for the future. And also we have that European Association for Athletes, European Athletes as Students, which support dual career development. Their practice demonstrates that flexibility and benefits of integrated sport and education. Empower your athletes to choose dual career model, because in that case they will be better, they will be more confident, they will be in balance, less anxiety, and it's very important for you and for them. Dual career doesn't mean less commitment. That means more commitment for you, for your club, for team. It means building healthy, balance, and prepare individuals, which is very brave to jump in both career, sports and educational career. And that flexibility, if you are flexible, they can make them different, because they will not be in burnout syndrome. They will be very successful, very confident, and happy. The dual career is not a luxury, it's really necessity. If we want a very confident, achievable, and athletes in balance, which is very happy with themselves, they feel good with themselves, we have to support them, because that is the right way for them. If we told them that sport is the most important and only important thing in their lives, they will be confused, they will be stressful, they will be anxiety, because they will put everything just in sport. But if they have a balance, if they have opportunity to develop themselves in a both way, like whole person, they will be much better in sport. We have to teach them that they are more than their result. My message for all of you, first of all, for athletes, never give up. Develop yourself, invest in yourself academically and like professional athletes. You will succeed, you will be very successful only if you invest in yourself in a both area. For coaches and parents, try to be supportive, not pressure. Try to support them, to understand them, to find a way to advise them in the right way, and try to be really with them and help them to develop themselves and succeed. Really, for the end, one very important message for all of us. Let's help athletes not to choose between knowledge and sports. Help them to have everything, to have all, because that's the best for them. Life is a marathon, not a sprint.